कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमद्भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद
श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा
कृष्ण
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 कृष्ण हरे हरे
हरे
हरे राम राम
राम
राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Yes,
हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
yeah, you can start reading. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna everyone. Chapter 89, the Super Excellence Power of Krishna. Continuation of 8th paragraph. After testing Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu, Bhrigu Muni returned to the assembly of great sages on the bank of the river Saraswati and described his experience. After hearing him with great attention, the sages concluded that of all the predominating deities, Lord Vishnu is certainly the greatest. In Srimad Bhagavatam, these great sages are described as Brahmavadinam. Brahmavadinam means those who
Brahma
talk about
Vadinam.
the
Vadinam.
sorry Mataji.
No problem.
Brahmavadinam, sorry, means those who talk about the absolute truth but have not yet come to a conclusion. Generally, Brahmavadi refers to the impersonalists or to those who are students of the Vedas. It is to be understood, therefore, that all the gathered sages were serious students of the Vedic literature, but had not come to a definite conclusion as to who is the supreme absolute personality of Godhead. But after hearing of Bhrigu Muni's experience in meeting all three predominating deities, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and Lord Vishnu, the sages concluded that Lord Vishnu is the supreme truth, the personality of Godhead. It is said in Srimad Bhagavatam that after hearing the details from Bhrigu Muni, the sages were astonished because although Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva were immediately agitated. Lord Vishnu, in spite of being kicked by Bhrigu Muni, was not agitated in the least. The example is given that small lamps may be agitated by a slight breeze, but the greatest lamp or the greatest illuminating source, the sun, is never moved even by the greatest hurricane. One's greatness has to be estimated by one's ability to tolerate provoking situations. The sages gathered on the bank of the river Saraswati concluded that one who wants actual peace and freedom from all fear should take shelter of the lotus feet of Vishnu. Since Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva lost their peaceful attitude upon a slight provocation, how can they maintain the peace and tranquility of their devotees? As for Lord Vishnu, however, it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita that anyone who accepts Lord Vishnu or Krishna as a supreme friend attains the highest perfection of peaceful life. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Can you go to the previous verse, please?
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah, stop. No, last line of that verse. Stop. Yeah. So why? So very beautiful. Thank you so much. So they are talking about very clearly. What is the contents? They are very clearly talking about the fact that they were not surprised with half the answer. In the sense, they knew Vishnu was patient, and they also knew that basically, what should I say? Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma are both agitated. But what they could not tolerate is the level of tolerance. This is what Krishna is, someone whom make everybody wonder, right? Adpuda. Imagine someone kicks him and still he is tolerant, right? That is like way too much. Otherwise, Yes, he is tolerant compared to them. That was not the doubt. But his extent to which he could tolerate is something which is unimaginable, right? So that is something which we should know. So which is what is mentioned here as the peace formula. Like in the sense, if you need to have peace, then you should make Krishna your best friend. Yeah, go ahead.
The sages thus concluded that by following the principles of Hare Krishna Mataji, Lakshmi Mataji, do you want to continue?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. The
Hare
sages
Krishna.
thus The sages thus concluded that by following the principles of Vaishnava Dharma, one becomes actually perfect, but that if one follows all the religious principles of a particular sect and does not become advanced in understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, all such labor of love is fruitless. To execute religious principles means to come to the platform of perfect knowledge. If one comes to the platform of perfect knowledge, then he will be uninterested in material affairs. Perfect knowledge means knowledge of one's own self and the Supreme Self. The Supreme Self and the individual self, although one in quality, are different in quantity. This analytical understanding of knowledge is perfect. Simply to understand, I am not matter, I am spirit, is not perfect knowledge. The real religious principle is devotional service or bhakti. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna says, "Give up all other religious principles and simply surrender unto me." Therefore, the term dharma applies only to Vaishnava dharma or Bhagavad dharma, by following which one automatically achieves all good qualities and advancements in life. Should I continue, Mataji?
Mataji, will one and para everybody can do because it's big, and then we can come one more round.
Okay, Mataji.
Mataji or Revati Mataji can take over next. Thank you, Mataji, and then you come back. Hare Krishna. So what we are talking about of all the dharma, the Paro dharma, right, is Bhagavad dharma, which means worshipping Krishna becomes the topmost of all dharma, which is what is mentioned there. Yes, Mataji, go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Revati Mataji, can you continue? Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you very much. The highest perfection knowledge is knowledge of the Supreme Lord. He cannot be understood by any process of religion other than devotional service. Therefore, the immediate result of perfect knowledge is achieved by executing devotional service. After attainment of knowledge, one becomes uninterested in the material world. This is not because of dry philosophical speculation. The devotees become uninterested in the material world not simply because of theoretical understanding, but because of practical experience. When a devotee realizes the effect of association with the Supreme Lord, he naturally hates the association of so called society, friendship, and love. The detachment is not dry but is due to the achieving of higher status of life by relishing transcendental mellows. It's further stated in Srimad Bhagavatam that after attainment of such knowledge and such detachment from material sense of gratification, one's advancement is in the eight appearances attained through mystic yoga practice such as the anima, lagima, and prapti siddhis is also achieved without separate effort. The perfect example is Maharaja Ambarisha. He was not a mystic yogi but a great devotee. Yet in a disagreement with Maharaja Ambarisha, the great mystic Durvasha was defeated in the presence of the king's devotional attitude. In other words, a devotee does not need to practice the mystic yoga system to achieve power. The power is behind him by a grace of the Lord. Just as when a small child is surrendered to a powerful father, all the powers of the fathers are behind him. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. So very clearly there is a shloka in Bhagavad Gita. Vishayanvini vartante niraharasya dena rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishvana nivartite. Which means that when you have a higher taste, right, you will lose. For example, just a small thing, right? You're going in the street. Okay, a beggar is pulling, if you go and pull a chapati from a beggar, what will the beggar do?
He will again pull to himself, Mataji.
Yeah, you'll be lucky if he pulls you back. He may even thrash you. Yes, because he wants that. But suppose you are giving him a full meal of plate with all nice varieties, and then you tell him to, in exchange of chapati, will he give you or he will not?
He will.
Yes, Mataji.
So that is exactly the meaning of what they are talking about. When you get into devotional service, you're tasting something higher. So obviously, a lot of things you give up. Many people keep thinking of, I have to give up, I have to give up. So the possessive nature is what is the problem. Here, this is not the possessive nature of what you want to hold. It's about the fact that you automatically get interested with something higher. So you let go on that. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Next, go ahead.
Mataji, can you continue, Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Hare
Mataji. Hare Krishna. When a person becomes famous, a devotees of the Lord is he requests reputation. His reputation is never to be extinguished. Lord Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya, when discussing with
Ramananda Raya.
Bamanda Raya, question questioned when is the greatest what is the greatest fame. Bamanda Raya replied then that to be known as a pure devotee of Lord Krishna is the perfect fame. The conditions therefore is that Vishnu Dharma or the religion of devotional service unto the Supreme personality of Godhead is meant for person who are thoughtful. By proper utilization of thoughtfulness, one come to the stage of thinking of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By thinking of the Supreme Personality of Godhead on one become free from the continuation of the faulty association of the material world, and thus one become peaceful. The world is in a disturbed condition because of our scarcity of scarcity of such peaceful devotee in human society. Unless one is a devotee, one cannot be equal to all living entities. A devotee is equally disposed toward the animal and the human beings and all living entities because he sees every living entity as a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. In Upanishad, it is clearly stated that one who has come to the stage of seeing all living beings equally does not hate anyone or favor anyone. The devotee does not hanker to possess more that he requires. Devotees that are therefore अपनी अपने
Akanksha.
निचा Akanksha in any condition of life, a devotee is satisfied. It is said that all devotee is even minded whether he is in hell or in heaven. A devotee is courteous to all subjects other than his engagement in devotional service. This mode of life is the highest personality stages from which
States.
perfectional
Perfection.
stage professional stage from which one can be elevated elevated to the spiritual world back home, back to Godhead. The devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are especially attracted by the highest material quality. Godness and the qualified Brahmana is the symbolic representation of his godness. Therefore, a devotee is attached to the Brahminical stages of life. He is not very interested in position
Action.
or position passion or ignorance. Although these qualities also emanate from the Supreme Lord. Vishnu is Srimad Bhagavatam. The devotees are described as Nipuna Buddha, which means that they are the most intelligent class of men, uninfluenced by attachment or hearted. The devotee lives very peacefully and is not agitated by the influence of passion and ignorance. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Sorry, I missed it. Hare Krishna. So basically, when Ramananda Roy was asked by Chaitanya, do you know who Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is?
Yes, Mataji, incarnation of Radharani and Krishna Bhagwan
So
Ji,
mainly
Mataji.
Krishna and Radharani's mood, right? Krishna it is.
Yes,
And
Mataji.
who is Ramananda Roy?
His disciple, I think so, Mataji.
He's
Yes.
Arjuna. Arjuna comes
Mm.
back in Kali Yuga. It's called, along with Chaitanya, it's called Ramananda Roy. So when Krishna is asking, that is Chaitanya is asking Ramananda Roy, he's telling the highest fame is to be a devotee. Give me one example of a devotee whose name is very famous. Devotee means somebody who's serving, right? Is your servant famous? No. But for Krishna, if you're a servant and if he is a master, he becomes very famous. Who's that?
Meera.
Okay. Still higher. Very nice example, Meera. Other than that,
Chota Haridas Thakura.
he was not coming under the classification of pure devotee. What about Hanuman?
Yes, Mataji.
Right?
Okay.
Does anyone feel etchy Hanuman servant? Have you ever thought of that?
No, Mataji.
Right? So Hanuman, we even, I think North, they respect him as, who Mataji, are you from North? So in North, they even call him Hanumanji. So that's a kind of respect they give, right? So this is what they are talking about. Yeah, next para, maybe Lakshmi Mataji you can read because you travel half the time, no? Now if it's convenient, you can do one more para reading. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
It may be questioned here why a devotee should be attached to the quality of goodness in the material world if he is transcendental to all material qualities. The answer is that there are different kinds of people existing in the modes of material nature. Those in the mode of ignorance are called Rakshasas. Those in the mode of passion are called Asuras, and those in the mode of goodness are called Suras or demigods. Under the direction of the Supreme Lord, these three classes of men are created by material nature, but those in the mode of goodness have a greater chance to be elevated to the spiritual world, back home, back to Godhead. Should I
Yes,
continue,
Mataji.
Mother?
Hare Krishna. Yes,
Take
Mataji.
two.
Yes, Mataji, continue. One more para.
Thus, all the sages assembled on the bank of the river Saraswati to try to determine who is the supreme predominating deity became freed from all doubts about Vishnu worship. All of them thereafter engaged in devotional service, and thus they achieved the desired result and went back to Godhead. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So basically, all I'm trying to tell is who are eager to be liberated, right? So they are, no, previous para, Mataji, we'll stop with that. So all they are talking about is Bhagavatam. Yeah, previous para, just show me the previous para. I just wanted to have a thing. Okay, so they are talking about all those who are doing there, the predominating deity, all of them worship Vishnu. So as I said, this is like devotional service, right? And thus, bhakti is a general term, but bhakti itself has a lot of things, which is why there is a book called Bhakti Sandarbha, which means Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita talks about bhakti, but it's in different places. Bhakti Sandarbha brings in bhakti and tells various classification of bhakti. Like you do your karma, this is one bhakti. How it will become bhakti? By doing your karma or your job, it is not bhakti, right? But by giving the job to the Lord, that becomes what's called, that gets bhaktitvam, and that's called bhakti. And that bhakti's name is Arokya Aropasiddha Bhakti. So it has a name, right? There will be another bhakti where something can assist. For example, you want to chant, or rather you want to listen to the class, right? Now you're getting distracted. So what you will do is you want to put your mind under concentration. Now mind under concentration comes under jnana. But here you're controlling your mind not to enjoy jnana or to get peace of mind, but to focus on Bhagavad Gita. This one will become Sangha Siddha Bhakti, which means that it is helping helping you to connect, right? And Swarupa Siddha Bhakti is something where only you're chanting, only you're listening to class, nothing you're bothered. Now that is Swarupa, because there is absolutely no jnana, there is no karma linked to it. They are two independent. So directly when you do a bhakti, then you will come and tell me, Mataji, then somebody who's painting Krishna's toy is also, is he a Swarupa Siddha Bhakti? Exactly. He's Swarupa Siddha Bhakti. So Swarupa Siddha also gets divided. How if he's basically do only draw a deity, it comes under Swarupa. But for what is he doing? Is he doing for happiness of Krishna? Then it will come under Satvika, right? Which means that it is a higher level. I'm not telling pure, but then it's a higher level. Now, then the next clause is, okay, then if he wants to get money, then it will come under Rajasika Bhakti, right? Because he is getting into money transaction. So these two are not pure devotion. They are coming under some kind of a mixed devotion, right? Now, so this is called Sakama because there is some motive with it. But if he wants to get liberation, then it will come Kaivalya. Now, this will come under feeling, oh, Mataji, is this pure devotion? No, it is still not pure devotion. Then what is pure devotion? Doing only for devotion, without any jnana, without any karma, but doing it 24 hours. Now you will come and tell, okay, Mataji, but then how do you call Arjuna as a pure devotee? He was only fighting, he was doing his, karma. Not only karma, he was doing his regular activities, war, we had. But 24 hours they were thinking. The war and all that was fought, but Satatam Kirtayatvam becomes primary. So this is pure devotion. Of course, I know this is a very heavy topic, but I just thought I'll give you a glimpse because many times when the topic comes as pure devotion, what is pure devotion? So if you keep eliminating so many things which we are doing, then the pure devotion comes with two qualification. One is 24/7, you think of Krishna. Another qualification is that it's a direct devotion. There is nothing indirect to it. It's not like I do, it's not that edge karosi, edge ashnasi. It's not that whatever I do, I give to Krishna. Then that becomes different category. But irrespective of whatever I do, I always keep thinking of Krishna. Satata kirtayanto mam. Right? So that is what is pure devotion. So that's a long way. But why we are starting is all your sadhanas, only when we start, we will be able to go there. So with this note, we will continue our story on pure devotion and how it is tomorrow again. Hare Krishna, Vanchakalpadarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyev cha Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Jai, Srila Prabhupada Jai, Namacharya Haridas Thakur Jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare
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 Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you so
Mata.
much, Ma.